Welcome to the Education Instruction Subcommittee, Tuesday, February 17th. Members, make sure you're signed in. Madam Clerk, take the roll, please. Go ahead and take the roll.
Mr. Chairman, you have 6 present. You have a quorum.
Wonderful, perfect attendance today. Members, any orders of the day for the committee? Without seeing none, we're going to get right into this. Members, we have a calendar today. House Bill 1527 by Representative McCalman. You are recognized in the well. You have a motion and a second. I believe you have an amendment on the bill.
Thank you, Mr. Chair.
Turn them on. Drafting code.
Thank you, Mr. Chair. I have amendment drafting code 013172.
Do you have another one, 012984?
Got that one too, Mr. Chairman.
Let's take that one first. That's timely filed. Does it, you got a motion and a second. Does it make the bill or rewrite the bill?
It does not rewrite the bill, sir.
It does not rewrite the
No,
bill, so it makes the bill.
Correct.
You want to explain the amendment real quick before we adopt it?
Thank you, Mr. Chairman. All it does is remove a section in section 2 that says where the victim of trafficking is a child.
Okay, members, you've heard the explanation. We have a motion and a second. Any objection to adopting this amendment? All those say aye to adopt it. Aye. All opposed, no. Aye. The amendment's adopted. You have another untimely filed amendment that we're not going to consider in this committee, but it's relevant to this bill. Would you like to briefly explain what it is? Because I believe your intent was, if it passes this committee, to add this amendment. It's drafting code 013172 to the bill. Is that correct?
Yes, Mr. Chairman, that is correct. Members, that was something we missed in the initial amendment. All that does is remove a certain amount of reporting from it. Some of the departments had some concerns over sensitive information being shared. So that amendment will, if the committee sees fit to pass this on to full, I will take care of that when it gets in full committee.
And that amendment was brought to you by the department that had an objection to what you're doing?
That is correct, sir.
Okay, thank you very much. Members, you've heard that. Representative McCalman, your bill is in the proper position for this committee. Go ahead and present your bill.
Thank you, Mr. Chairman. Members, what this bill simply does is require our LEAs to adopt an age-appropriate, grade-appropriate human trafficking prevention curriculum. Currently, it is taught during family life in 6th grade. This would have an annual training from K through 12. And with that, I stand ready for any questions.
Members, you have an explanation of the bill. Any questions for the bill sponsor, Representative Johnson?
Since we're adding it, which year did they say? You said they already had it. Was it 6?
Hold on, back up. Go ahead and ask that question again. Go ahead.
You said 1 year it's already in the curriculum. Was that, did you say 6th grade?
Representative McCalman.
Thank you, Mr. Chairman. Yes, Representative Johnson, I believe it's 6th grade during the family life curriculum. And this would remove it from family life and to go into health, where it would be taught every year.
Follow up?
Do you have any sort of calculation on how much additional time this is going to take when you put that into the curriculum for those other years?
Representative McCalman.
Thank you, Mr. Chairman. Rep Johnson, no, this leaves it up to the LEAs to formulate how long it is. There's nothing in the bill that says how long they have to teach it, how many times a year they have to teach it. It just says you have to adopt it to be taught on an annual basis.
One last follow-up.
What about like whatever curriculum or materials that they would need? Because obviously you're going to, want to demonstrate. There's going to be materials that are going to need to go along with it. So,
Representative McCalman.
Thank you, Mr. Chairman. There are numerous, Representative, there are numerous human trafficking curriculums available for K through 12. This gives the school systems the ability to pick what one they see best fit to use for their students.
Hold on. This bill is not significant. Is that correct?
That's correct, Mr. Chairman.
Thank you. And there's nothing in your bill that mandates a particular curriculum, or they get to choose what they want to do at the local level.
That is correct, Mr. Chairman.
Members, any more questions? Hold on. Members, any more questions for the bill sponsor? So on seeing no, we're ready to go and take the vote without objection. Madam Clerk, take the vote. Members vote. Madam Clerk, take the vote. The vote, please.
Mr. Chairman, you have 4 ayes, 1 no.
Representative Mayberry stepped out to present a bill, so that's why he did not vote. Representative McCalman, House Bill 1527 moves on to full education. We'll see you in 2 weeks.
Thank you, members and committee.
Next up is House Bill 2588 by Chairman Todd. Chairman Todd, you're recognized in the well. A motion to second. Chairman Todd, I do not see any amendments. Is that correct?
That is correct, sir.
Chairman Todd, you're in the proper position on House Bill 2588. Please give an explanation of your bill.
Thank you. This allows local school districts and public charter schools the option to offer hunter education course to students in grades 5 through 12. Legislation does not mandate participation. It simply provides flexibility for schools that wish to incorporate state-approved hunter education into either physical education, health, or safety instruction. Any course offered must be approved by the Tennessee Wildlife Resources Agency to ensure consistency with established hunter safety standards. The goal is to expand educational opportunities while maintaining appropriate oversight and safety requirements. It may be offered as part of PE, as I mentioned, health instruction or safety. They're permitted, not required, and it ensures the curriculum oversight is with TWRA because you may know this, if you hunt in another state, many of them require hunter education courses. So we want to make sure that we stay consistent with that to encourage our youth to hunt and get out of doors. So with that, I'll be glad to take questions.
Mr. Chairman, maybe I missed this. Does this bill help in hunter education? It allows it to qualify, or they still have to take hunter education?
My understanding is if it complies with the TWRA, all the components of it, then it would give them that certification they are required to have to be able to hunt.
Fantastic. And then in your bill, we passed gun safety, I think last year, the year before. None of this interferes with that, correct?
That is correct.
Members, you've heard the presentation on the bill. Any questions for our bill sponsor? Representative Johnson.
Yeah, it's a similar question. If someone does decide to do this in their system, is there money allotted so that they can to have the program? I know in most of the high schools I taught, we had ROTC and they had some stuff through that, but their own program paid for it. So I'm curious how this will be paid for in other schools.
Representative Todd.
Yes, good question. I forgot to mention that. I think TWRA is probably going to encourage this to be after school hours so that TWRA will pay for it, but they get reimbursed from some federal funds. They can draw down 100%, but it's reimbursement. So it would cover all the cost, but it would need to be after school hours in order to do that. And that's the intention of this. Now they can choose to have it during school hours if TWRA approves, but they might not pay for it if they choose to do that. But if they choose to do it after hours, after normal school hours, then TWRA will cover the cost of that and be reimbursed by the federal. And I don't know if that's Pittman Robertson dollars or something else, but they can draw down federal funds for that.
Hold on one second. Chairman Todd, you're probably going to get asked that question because you said probably in full. If you could just make sure you have a definitive answer to that in full.
Sure.
Follow up, Representative Johnson.
Yeah, because I mean, that brings questions. It does say in here as part of physical education, health or safety, which would be during the school hour, because I see having it after school totally separate from having it during school. And so I think that's where most people would probably need to adopt it. And I just feel like without any sort of, it's weird that there's not a fiscal note. And so there, again, if TWRA can do it after school, that to me is a different thing. But if they can't, you're saying those officials can't do it during school, or they'd have to be approved. I don't know how that would work, but.
Chairman Todd.
My understanding is if they did it during school hours, then obviously the education system, the funding that we provide and the feds provide and locals provide is already covering the cost, and they could not draw down the federal dollars to replace that. It'd be double dipping. So that's why the after hours would be encouraged. I will double check and make sure that language about during, the pursuant to physical education, health or safety instruction, if that implies that it must be during the school day, then that's certainly a concern. But I believe, safety instruction in general, I would think could be any time. Doesn't have to be during part of the school day, but I will definitely verify that.
Thank you, Chairman Todd. Let the record reflect that Representative Mayberry came back. He's in a good mood, so I assume he had success on his bill. There you go. Representative Barrett.
Thank you, sponsor, for bringing the bill. I'm proud to co-sponsor this with you. The language of the bill says that this is permissive, that the LEAs and public charter schools may offer students this class. But the second sentence says that a hunter education course offered pursuant to this section must be approved by the Wildlife Resources Agency. So I just want to clarify, because something you said earlier, that it may be taught and not be approved by TWRA. And I want to make sure that the language of the bill says it has to be approved in order to be taught.
Chairman Todd.
My only point there was there is an option, I think, the language gives the option if TWRA said, we're going to approve a course that will not get them certification as a hunter safety course, but it will give them some education. They could do that. They have the freedom to do that. And there might be a population that wants to do that and isn't worried about getting certified so that they can hunt wildlife.
Thank you, Mr. Chairman.
Members, any more questions for our bill sponsor? Not seeing any. We are ready to vote. Madam Clerk, will you take the vote, please? Please vote. Madam Clerk, take the roll, please.
Mr. Chairman, you have 5 ayes and 1 no.
Chairman Todd, House Bill 2588. We'll move on to full education. We'll see you in 2 weeks.
Thank you.
Next up is House Bill 2089 by Chairman Powers. Chairman Powers, you're recognized. A motion and a second. We have a motion and a second. I do not see an amendment. Is that correct?
That's correct.
Chairman Powers, you're in the correct position on House Bill 2089. Go ahead and present your bill.
All right. Thank you so much. Thank you, committee, and thank you, Chair. House Bill 2089 recognizes that each LEA and public charter school shall recognize November the 7th of each year as Victims of Communism Day to honor the people who have fallen victim to communist regimes around the world. Many young people have been misled into believing that socialism and communism are preferred when it's actually in conflict with our treasured principle of equality. With this bill, each LEA and public charter school that provides a world history and geography course to high school students enrolled in LEA or public charter school shall provide the students enrolled in the course with at least 45 minutes of instruction on Victims of Communism Day. And with that, Mr. Chairman, I renew my motion and take any questions.
And my first question is, we just came out of committee with another bill on communism that you probably know about. Is there any conflict with that bill that you know of?
I'm not familiar enough with that bill to know. I wouldn't think it
That's
would
fine.
be.
And it shows your bill is not significant. Is that correct?
Correct.
Members, you've heard the presentation of the bill. Is there any questions for our bill sponsor? Representative Johnson.
Yes, thank you, Mr. Chairman. Again, it's one, I think every bill that we've opened, and then I think every bill that I just did in the prior committee, again, adds something to the curriculum. I didn't think initially that this one added something to the curriculum, but then I did see that it does. So it's hours and hours that we have added on to what our teachers are already doing, and we haven't removed anything from their plate. We haven't removed a standard. We haven't removed a course that they have to teach. We certainly cover communism well in our history and government and world history courses. I just really don't understand the purpose of, well, I'm seeing so many bills this session on communism. And again, we're adding something to the curriculum when we haven't taken anything away off of a teacher's plate.
As in form of a question?
Is it?
No, it's really just a
Statement. Fair enough. I will probably have in the full committee, I'll have a question for the State Board of Education on this to see if there is going to be a cost of implementing this, because it's not significant right now. And I'm assuming supplemental material can meet this obligation. He's nodding. Yes.
Okay.
All right.
I was just going to mention too, checked with legal, it says that they said the bill language does not require a change to academic standards, and the bill language does not require guidance to be issued for the LEA to provide the instruction to the students. So I think that's why there's no physical.
Mr. Chairman, I'm looking, you can probably accomplish this with supplemental material.
Yes.
That's why.
Correct.
Any other questions for our bill sponsor? Without seeing none, we are ready to vote. Madam Clerk, take the vote, please. Please vote. Madam Clerk, take the vote, please.
Mr. Chairman, you have 5 ayes and 1 no.
Representative Powers, House Bill 2089 moves on to full education. We'll see you in 2 weeks.
All right. Thank you, Mr. Chairman, committee.
Last on the agenda, but not least, is Representative Renault, House Bill 2395. Do I have a motion and a second? You have a motion and a second. Looks like you do have an amendment on the bill. It's timely filed. It should be drafting code 013338. Is that correct?
That is correct.
You have a motion and a second. Does it rewrite the bill?
No.
It makes,
Well, technically it does.
so it rewrites the bill.
Sorry, it does, yes.
Members, without objection, I'd like to go ahead and adopt this onto the bill. All those in favor say aye. Aye. All those opposed say no. Aye. Your bill now, House Bill 2395, is in its proper position as amended. Go ahead and present your bill, please.
Thank you, Chairman and members.
Make sure you explain the amendment.
Oh, the amendment simply just redelegates who will be responsible for finding or recommending the video instruction, and it delegates it from the state board to the textbook commission.
Okay, go ahead and present your bill.
Okay, thank you. Too many students leave school believing that our founders were mostly atheist or deist, and this is simply not true. Even Benjamin Franklin, who arguably is considered the most secular founding father, urged the Constitutional Convention to pray, saying, "God governs in the affairs of men. I therefore beg leave to move that henceforth prayers imploring the assistance of heaven be held in this assembly every morning." That does not sound like a deist to me, even though he didn't have a specific religious affiliation. This bill is going to ask that public school students in Tennessee will be exposed at least 2 times, once in middle school and once in high school, to the foundational ideas that shaped our nation. Specifically 2 things: the meaning of the Declaration of Independence, where the founders expressly said that our rights are given by our Creator, not the government, and the religious affiliations or moral beliefs that they didn't have a religious affiliation of our founders who were involved in our nation's founding documents. So this is not about promoting religion. It is simply about historical accuracy. And it just simply assures that our students have an accurate view of the worldview that shaped our Constitution and our system of liberty. So understanding what the founders believed doesn't require them to share those beliefs. I'm asking that we just teach history honestly. So with that, I respectfully ask for your support.
Members, you've heard the presentation of the bill. I'm going to ask a couple questions real quick of you. So you kind of glossed over here. It was pretty important. So I'm going to read it. It says the bill requires an approved civics instructional video approved to meet all of the following criteria: be historically accurate and devoid of all political advocacy. Include information about the Declaration of Independence, specifically the preamble to the Declaration of Independence and the meaning behind and the purpose of the quote. We hold these truths to be self-evident that all men are created equal, that they are endowed by their Creator with certain unalienable rights, that among these are life, liberty, and the pursuit of happiness, correct?
Correct.
And then lastly, include information about the religious affiliation and moral beliefs of the founding fathers involved with the Articles of Confederation and the Constitutional Convention. Are you aware of any videos that do that right now?
There are actually 2 organizations that do put out a lot of civic related videos that I believe the textbook commission could pull from. Wall Builders is well known for their historical accuracy on these, as well as Prager University.
Thank you very much. Members, any questions for the bill sponsor? On seeing none, are we ready to vote? We are ready to vote. Madam Clerk, will you take the vote, please? Please vote. Madam Clerk, take the vote, please.
Mr. Chairman, you have 5 ayes and 1 no.
Representative Renault, House Bill 2395 will move on to full education. We'll see you in 2 weeks.
Thank you.
Members, there is no other business before this committee. Remember, we will not meet next week. We'll see you in 2 weeks in here. Remember, be aware of the Senate deadline closing in on us. So without objection, we are adjourned.